Hermitcraft Island, I gotta
Hmm.
say, I loved the island part and the frantic trading. For everybody who's excited about the Hermitcraft TCG Battle Royale, those episodes, Beef has asked we embargo those until afternoon Friday, so you can check those out. Even though Hermitcraft's server is going offline
Day
today
is
at midnight.
Friday.
What?
What day is Friday? Oh,
Two
yeah,
days from now.
no, sorry. Yeah, no, I have lost track of time and space. Days are
Everything's
the
a mess.
same as the days are the same length as the ending of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's been a whole thing. Like getting my base finished has just crucified me. It's just
Mm.
been
Well, the Romans were tough but fair.
I don't think they were fair. I think they may have just been tough but tough.
Yeah, no, they were not fair. I was just trying to say like maybe
I
doing things that feel like being crucified or pushing a little bit too hard, but okay. I'm this is the sort of thing we can talk about when you're not in the middle of it, not when you're in the middle of it. Me being anything
uh,
less than 100% encouraging, probably not helpful.
I am going to like Joe. Can I be honest with you?
Always.
You're never 100% encouraging. You're always 100% sarcastic a-hole.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay. I get that.
And this viewer-supported sarcastic a-hole appreciates tips, which are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat.
My jumper looks cozy. I've taken it off. It's very hot.
You too can help make me Cleo's problem.
I might be sick.
I know.
Thinking about it. So
Okay.
that hasn't helped. Like it's all been a bit of a blur.
Yeah.
These last few days.
Yeah, so what I was going to say about the Vintage Beef Hermitcraft TCG Island
Mhm.
thing. So there's like 15 minutes at the beginning, which is a frantic dash across the island, PvP, getting cards. It's a lot of high energy action. But then after we had like a whole bracket where we played off against each other.
Yeah.
And when we got to the games I wasn't in, like normally I have a hard time not like I have to kind of force myself to like not say every dumb joke that comes to mind. I'm like, oh no, there's 8 people here. Let me wait until I have a good joke and then I'll say it. But I'm like, how can I tell if it's a good joke or not? This time though, like it has been such a crazy wild ride the last week trying to get everything done on the
Mhm.
server. I kind of felt like you'd ever go on like a big road trip in like a van where you got like 8 people and
No, I'm
everybody's
British.
you don't okay. Well, you've been in a vehicle with more than one person before at some point.
Unfortunately, yes. This
So,
is true.
yeah, there's this thing where it's like, okay, when you're driving, you got to focus on the road and everybody else will kind of talk to keep the driver awake. But if you're
Mhm.
driving next, you're kind of like, oh, I should be resting because I've got to drive next. And I kind of was like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm going to have to talk later on in this recording. I should just rest now. And like, I'm just sitting here so I've got this nice chair that I bought for Badger, but I've been using it
Mhm.
some myself. It's like a lazy boy office chair. And so I'm just sitting in that, listening to y'all snipe at each other, and I'm like, this is nice. All my friends are here. We're having fun. I'm just gonna rest my eyes a little bit. I'm glad I didn't actually like start snoring, although it was on push to talk, so y'all wouldn't have noticed. But yeah,
Mm.
there were
Like
definitely some lulls in that where I didn't say anything for 25 minutes because I was drifting in and out because
same,
it was
same. Like
three and
I
a
was
half
like, I've got
hours.
to stay. I've got to stay for the end of this
Yeah, that's the thing.
because you know. But I was exhausted. Like honestly, you didn't stick around for me and Etho. It got weird
Well,
during that match.
oh, yeah, that was when I had to go get my kid from school, though. So that
Mm.
wasn't when I was falling asleep. That was when I was, like, literally absent.
Yeah, no, but it was just like things got weird.
Oh, no.
I got weird because I am so tired these
Mhm.
last few days. Um, and he was just like, "You're scaring me a little here," and I'm like, "Oh God, I need to pull it together." And I laughed so hard I cried. It was like it's a whole thing. Yeah, no, watch for that match. That match was interesting.
Yeah, oh my gosh. This,
Etho was fine with it, but it was just sort of like
yeah, I think it takes a
I was
lot.
very weird, and it was just sort of like like Etho should be used to this by now. event is this about? This is about the TCG tournament.
Yeah, TCG Island Battle Royale. I'm definitely going to be running that for my Patreon patrons.
The problem with that is, and there were not enough cards.
Well, but that's the thing though, is we're gonna have to. So I don't think Beef is gonna restock it before the season ends. So I was gonna go around and find all the barrels with like Light Matica or something, and then restock them myself. But I was also gonna go out of my way to stock it with cards that speed up the game, not slow down the game. So for example, there should not be any armor cards or any shields in there. Thorns and wolves are fine because they speed up the game, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But also
having a good mix of TNT,
when I say
swords,
there were not enough cards, like when 2 people didn't get 27 cards, there were not enough cards in those barrels.
I found like 38 cards. I was like throwing them on the ground.
And people threw them on the ground. They despawned, and there were not enough for the people around us.
Yeah. So
that's why 2 people ended up with really bad decks, because everybody was just like, nah, I don't want that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's part of the joy of the format, is you can't count on having a good deck. That's part of what makes it exciting.
They should be able to have a deck.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not being funny. Very little fun to be had in not having a deck.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna be messing with the card ratios when I.
You really need to. If you're gonna play that, you need to have more cards.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna have more cards, and I might also have to scale it up past 8.
Wow, you plan on being there for 5 years, don't you?
Well, the thing is, I mean, we've got multiple arenas, and so, you know, we could have games running in parallel like we did here. And with, like, part of the problem, too, though, is, there, like I said, there weren't enough damage cards, like swords and axes and stuff like dynamite. So you throw in a lot of that stuff, you can burn through games pretty quick when everybody is offense only.
Yeah.
And I was only, I don't know, because I've been trying to think about a way to have a TCG. Mockeekin says, Beef says they were supposed to put discarded cards back in the barrel. Yeah, but if you don't realize that you have more than 20, if you get back to the center area, then you just throw them on the ground in the center area, and whoever comes in next can go pick through them. There's no barrel in the center area for more than 27 cards. So, yeah, there are ways to have... So even though you're observing the 5-card limit, the 27-card limit is different or separate. So that's why I was having cards that were getting thrown on the ground. They were getting thrown on the ground next to everybody else's decks. And whoever came in next would grab them, which was usually False. False got like 11 of my cards or something, I think.
False did incredibly well.
Yeah, because I was great at finding cards, and False kept timing it so she'd get back right when I did.
Can you tell I'm bitter, chat?
TCG Battle Royale will go live on Friday afternoon. Beef has embargoed it until Friday. And then Pearl's Bingo is today, and that's also going to be embargoed. So we're going to have some more Hermitcraft stuff
When is it being embargoed till? Do we know?
She agreed that it would be more than one day after Beef's embargo, so that way people who participated in both would have time, but we haven't set a specific date.
Okay.
So, I would assume Sunday-ish, but I don't know that for sure. We're going to figure that out depending on who's there, and if it turns out that I was the only one that was at both events, and Pearl wants to go earlier, then I'm not going to push back, but if it's... I kind of suspect it'll be all the same people, because the people who weren't there yesterday have already left for vacation. Right.
Yeah, they've checked out. If they have.
Yeah, they're like, I am on an Alp. I don't know which Alp right now, but I'm not gonna be playing bingo.
Yeah, I am.
Do the Alps have
I don't
individual
know what
names?
I'm going. Do who have individual names? What?
The
Sorry?
Alps. I'm guessing they would.
I mean, yeah, they've got like Mount whatever.
Yeah. Okay. See, I've never been, so I don't know. Like,
There's a difference between the mountain range, which is the Alps, and each individual mountain.
yeah, because I was kind of.
How else are mountaineers going to have bragging rights?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. But like, I didn't know if like maybe naming individual mountains is like an American thing, and everybody else thinks we're weird. That seems like the sort of thing that everybody else in the world would mock us for. Like, oh, you guys name your mountains? What?
What, you mean the massive geological features that tower over everyone's life? No, no, no. They only have one name. They're just mountains,
They're
Joe.
just mountains. We got a lot of them.
Not putting two event videos out quickly in succession also helps with engagement.
Well, I mean, most of us are already married or engaged or decided we don't ever want to be, so we're not too worried about that.
Stream tagged as my... Oh.
I mean, would you describe any of the hermits as eligible bachelors? I don't think I would. Maybe. Actually, yeah, maybe there's one or two.
There's a couple.
But, like, I don't think anybody that was there yesterday.
I think most people are in, like, a relationship or don't want one or...
Yeah, we're not too worried about engagements, is my point. Like, we're good.
Yeah,
we can time these videos whenever we want. It's a courtesy to the people who have to edit to not do them day after day. That's the primary thing.
I mean, like, I'm pretty much planning on putting my I was hoping to put my last video out on Friday, but if the embargo goes longer than that, then
no, Beef's embargo wouldn't go longer than... Oh, you're worried about bingo?
No, I'm going to bingo today.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean...
Which is why I'm not streaming this evening, guys.
Yeah, neither am I.
I did finger guns. Should have done finger guns at the camera, but I did it at the monitor where your chats are. Hi, guys.
Mosselbop says, famously, the real Matterhorn is an Alp. Okay, well... Okay, I did not know that, but also, I'm really curious. I want to hear more about this fake Matterhorn. Is that like a restaurant or something? Like, what's the fake Matterhorn? Is that like, oh, the fake Matterhorn is a really famous bowling alley in Italy or something? Is it?
The Matterhorn's a ride at Disney, I think.
Is it? Oh, that's way less exciting. I was hoping it was like a bowling alley in Italy or something.
I mean, I just know that there is a Matterhorn in Disney, but you know, real or not is relative.
Yeah, I haven't been invited, so. Well, actually, I say that I was
invited. Matterhorn.
I was invited to Disney once, but then they canceled it because of the pandemic. What? Yeah, I got invited to Disney. You got invited too. You just didn't want to go. It was for Minecon. They were having Minecon at Disney 1 year.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, I'm quite annoyed that this thing has been this next meetup, which I was actually intending on going to.
I don't think we're supposed to talk about that publicly right now, Cleo. Just real quick.
Okay.
That is not confirmed. That is, and we don't want to hint at the dates. We don't want to.
Oh, I wasn't hinting at the dates. It's just okay. I can't go.
Yeah. I just didn't want you to say why you couldn't go, because that might give people the dates if they've been paying attention.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can't go.
Yeah, that is not something we can talk about. Whew.
Don't worry, I wasn't going to mention anything apart from that.
Okay.
It's a very pink set of stickers this month.
Okay, so...
Which is fine. I like pink.
Let's see here. Animaniacs Water Tower.
Secret meetings. Private meetings. I think this is the right one. Yes, this is the right one. I found it. It's fine. Oh, wait. No, hang on. Right. That's calendar. That's budget, and that's calendar. Okay.
Hey, more
find the right thing today. Okay.
It's funny because I always thought of the Warner Brothers water tower from Animaniacs as really iconic, and I guess it is in that it's like incredibly simple and streamlined. Like I thought it was more complicated. It's really simple.
where did I get the stickers? These are from Budget with Ira. It's a guy that I'm a Patreon of who does budgeting stuff. If you're struggling with money, he's a good person to go look at. Geek of Many Topics resubscribed for 30 months. Thank you. It's Violet Wolf has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits. Kiwi Lynn has resubscribed for 12 months and says, glad Scott to catch a journaling stream. They're always so motivating. Glad I can motivate you when I don't feel particularly motivated myself.
I can motivate you, Cleo. You are a strong and stone weeping angel. You can steal the time that others needed most. Seize not only the day, but the lifetime.
That was oddly empowering. Somebody clip that for me. Joe just called you terrifying. You know what? I think that's actually a sentiment that is shared by most of the hermits, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure why, but it does seem to be a thing that that is fairly common. Legally Bird has resubscribed for 6 months and says that was amazing. It was amazing. I feel like that should be the quote for the month of January at the beginning. You know, just that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those people who've never watched Doctor Who are just like, what?
Oh yeah. There's yeah, I was kind of channeling. There's this thing in the show Severance where this guy like has like this motivational book, and it's like, your employer may own the clock on the wall, but workers, the hour is yours. It's just like so dumb, but so good at the same time.
I mean, it works. I'm impressed that it works. It did work very beautifully. Luminous resubscribed for 30 minutes and says, oh my god, it's been over a year. Yes! And also, hype train. Choo choo!
Oh no, where's my whistle?
Thank you, guys. It doesn't feel Christmassy at the moment here for me.
Yeah. Oh, don't even.
Because I haven't been able to do decorations. I haven't been able to, you know, stop and think about anything. Yeah. And like, yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment. It just, it's never ending currently. So,
our Christmas decorations start tomorrow. I was just like, because I don't have the car, so I can't go get the stuff out of storage, and so we're gonna have to do that when Quinn comes to do the show. It's like, hey, afterwards, can we go get the Christmas stuff out? I know the timing isn't great, but this is literally the last time you're gonna be here until Christmas, and like, it'd be nice if Corinne had a Christmas tree. Like,
it would be nice for Corinne to celebrate Christmas.
Yeah,
since that's their holiday.
Yeah.
Banana Sama gifted 10 subs to the community. Thank you so much. You've just moved. I don't blame you for not decorating for the holidays. I've got a couple of things up, but it's just like I feel like with the end of season coming, that's taken up literally my entire time.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to get every block placed that I need to place before.
Oh, Luminous, I'm sorry.
Before the season ends, and it's happening. I'm doing it, but like Cleo, seriously, do like whenever you do record your final goodbye or whatever, give one last flyby over my pinball machine, even if you don't use it in the video. The amount of blocks I have placed between Monday and today is absolutely ludicrous.
I'm showing on screen right now was my to-do list of things that needs to be done in my base over the last few days, and this is all armor stand work. This is armor stand work. It's going offline tomorrow morning. No, it's going offline tonight, this evening.
Midnight my time tonight. No, not after bingo. Midnight tonight. When the server goes down for its nightly reboot, it's not going to come back up.
Okay.
And that's at midnight my time.
So look at all the stuff that I got. That's the last 3 days I have not slept very well. I've been surviving on. I think I've gotten something like 9 or 12 hours sleep in the last 3 days.
Mhm.
And I've got this bit left to do, which is signs, putting up some armor, making my portal visible to everyone else for the world download. That's it. So I'm going to do that after this stream. And then I'm done.
Mhm.
How long has the end date been known for? Ooh.
So that's one of those hard questions, because just because we agree on an end date at one point doesn't mean it will
Doesn't
stay
mean
that.
stay the end date, yeah.
So like,
Um,
how long have we been confident will actually end on today? I would say for about 4 or 5 days. Basically, since we announced it
yes.
to the public. Until we
Yeah.
announced it to the public, it could keep moving. We've had a long
Absolutely.
history of the end date moving 8 or 9 times. So it's really hard to get motivated to work toward a particular date when you don't trust it.
Yes. I think I was confident that it was going to be the end date when X said, "I've planned to take it off. We're releasing, and I'm releasing the world download on this date." That was when I was convinced that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Am I doing any decks? How understands? No, Tango has not asked me to. Oh, poo! I need to. Excuse me.
What?
I need, like, Scar asked me to do some arm stands. That one shouldn't take too long. That's a 15-minute job tops. I can do that. Tango did not ask me to do arm stands for him, so I have not scheduled my time to do armor stands for him. If he had asked me, would I have done it? Yes, above my own stuff, probably.
Oh, yeah. Like, it does seem kind of like a shame to not have armor stand, Scar, and Gem, like, in those little nooks in the roof, in the wall, you know what I mean? Where they, like, fly in there with Laura Lytra.
Yeah.
If I had,
Don't tell me that, Joe, because...
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh gosh, do I have extra time between now and midnight? And I don't think the answer is yes, but it's like, because like there's also a thing where I would stand so I could hear the game sounds like directly behind my snow pillar. And Doc realized I was doing it, and then he started standing behind my snow pillar. I'm like, this is my snow pillar. I want to stand there.
Gargoyle Gem was always a treat. Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, it's the sort of thing, like, the viewers who watch this on the stream a million times are going to look up there and be like, oh, it's a shame they're not there, but then see them go, oh, they are there! Like, it's just, you know, a little bit of extra joy.
Yeah. It's a thing I could do. I'll add it to the maybe pile. Because I spent an hour getting hermits' heads. Don't do it, Cleo. What? Don't do what?
Don't bring joy to thousands.
Maybe you guys should be doing that or sleeping instead of this stream. This is an anchor point currently in my life.
Yeah, this is a recovery phase. We need this.
We need this. This is for me and Joe to feel like we're human beings and not just content machines.
I never
and
feel
sometimes
like
it does feel like we are content machines.
Oh.
So otherwise, when am I going to hang out with Joe? Aside from all the times that Joe tries to get me to hang out with him. You know? Like, honestly, I was like halfway through my list of things to do. Like, I think, I came online and I was here. And I put on a movie and Joe came over to talk to me and I'm just like, no. Like, I was so tired and so, like, when you were just sort of like, hi Cleo, and you were being. I'm assuming you were streaming.
Yeah, I was.
Because it was just like I didn't want to tell you to go away.
Well, you
It was
didn't
like,
set your status to do not disturb until after I was already there. I
no,
noticed.
my status. That was the first thing I do because I knew you. I did because I knew you in online.
Oh, okay.
What you did was immediately when I come online, checked my status. It wasn't done, and you came over.
Okay. Okay. I see how it is.
I do plan for this stuff, Joe, because I know what you're like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was just sort of like, Joe's streaming. I can't tell him to go away right now.
No, you can
I was
tell.
like, what do you want?
The stream loves it when you tell me to go away. They're like, give us that grump, Cleo! Yeah! Inject it directly into my veins!
Don't. Just public servant announcement. Do not inject Cleo directly into your veins.
Cleo,
She's
apply
spicy.
directly to forehead.
She's spicy. Yeah. I should be finishing off a Christmas stocking, but here I am. You could do both.
Mm-hmm.
Grump Cleo. No, Grump Cleo equals normal Cleo. No, Grump Cleo is not normal Cleo. Normal Cleo is giddy. But I have been running on like 3 hours of sleep a night for the last few days.
Oh,
so,
wow. Yeah, no, I've been getting a steady 6. But the big thing for me is I actually got to sleep in Saturday into Sunday because I took my daughter. Her big Christmas present this year was I took her to a women's pinball tournament in Pittsburgh. Which
nice.
So it's the sort of thing like at a certain point, like kids, she's too old to really want toys or anything. If she needs clothes, I just get them for her. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, well, what do you want for Christmas? Like, she can't even ask for CDs or music or whatever because, like, we've got, like, a subscription to a service that gives her access to all music for $15 a month, right? Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of like one of those things like, okay, well, what do you want for Christmas? Is there something that you want to do that we wouldn't be able to normally justify? And it's like, well, this is a women's tournament, so Joe or Dad, you couldn't play in it. I'm like, okay, fine. If I was taking her to a tournament I was playing in, that's not a present. But it's like, okay, we're going to drive 9 hours to a tournament that I cannot compete in. That seems like a gift. Okay.
That's a gift. That's definitely a gift.
Yeah, and she had a lot of fun. And so the first 5 rounds, she was actually at the top of the scoreboard. She slipped down to finish like 33rd out of 44 because like the drive up there was we got in super late. And, like, she's not used to working on low amounts of sleep. And so, like, even though she started really strong, it caught up with her.
Get used to it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, you'll get there, kid. But,
you have to.
But, you know, it was good for her, though.
Your dad's pretty much used to it. It's in your veins.
But the thing is, though, that it's good for her to see, though, that, like, okay, my skill ceiling is up there with some of the best players from like 8 states. But and so it's like, so she knows she's got good reflexes and good instincts. It's just she's got to have the practice and the discipline to be able to play well whether she's tired or not. And you know, so it's being like, okay, so I keep practicing, you know, okay, cool, get it, you know, that's fine.
People are asking me about my stickers. This is the channel. They have an Etsy shop. They have a Patreon. But these are budget stickers because I need a budget. I'm not rich. There you go. Problem solved. Also, JT, I don't know what you mean by you're wrapping presents and you're at the sewing stage. I need pictures.
I'm assuming that they're sewing.
The Discord.
So, like, you know how some people will put things in gift bags made of paper? Some people will make like a gift bag out of fabric and then sew it shut, and so people have to like literally like seam rip the like sewn shut bag.
Oh my goodness!
It's extreme present opening.
What competition is Joe talking about? As in, is it a sport? Kind of.
Yeah.
Depends on what you can
pinball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moopit has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits. Sailor Moliander has resubscribed for 13 months and it's been an incredible season. I especially love the set for Blood on the Clock Tower. I'd like to do more Blood on the Clock Tower, but I might make a small set within my base at some point.
Well, Cleo, what I was going to suggest is next time we do one of those big draw for charity events, like you know how we did like Among Us and stuff like that in previous years? I could get us a segment where we do like a Blood on the Clock Tower thing, and
absolutely,
we could invite the Hermits, and like I know you wanted to invite Skiz and maybe some other people. So it's also kind of easier, I think, to get people to justify doing it on a particular
for
day
charity
if it's for a charity event. So they don't have a date picked for the next draw for charity yet, but I talked to one of the people on the board about it, and they're very keen on the idea. They've seen the episode.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, would do.
So yeah, if you're looking for an excuse to get everybody together, I can provide that. At least.
Yeah, you're a superstar, Joe. Disco Quill has subscribed and has resubscribed for 3 months. I don't know how those things are possible at the same time, but welcome to the Horde. Look to your left and to your right. You'll see there are no exits, which you already know because you've been here for 3 months. It's a weird thing, but thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what's going on with stream stuff, but fine. Yeah. I love Blood on the Clock Tower. Thank you for creating it. I didn't create it. I stole it. I want to be very clear. It's not my concept. The Blood on the Clock Tower is a genuine game which you can buy and play for your friends. I only got a PS5 as a Christmas birthday gift. Only?
I mean, I think I would assume that a PS5 cost about as much as... So, like, 2 nights hotel stay in, like, the outskirts of Pittsburgh was, like, $240. PlayStation 5 is, like, $400-something. You know? Like, we paid... Let's see. Quinn drove and has, like, a hybrid, and so we spent almost nothing on gas. Like, it was not an expensive trip. It was within the... maybe a little bit more than the budget I would have had normally if I was buying physical presents. But also, though,
But you were doing experience gift, which is
and it was with Quinn too, so it was like a whole family thing type, So like we would have spent money doing something together, fun around the holidays anyway. So budgeting some of that together kind of works,
Yeah. It was a holiday sale and counted as my Christmas and birthday gifts instead of stuff on each time. I still think that's... Like, let's put it into perspective. My family... I just got my present from my sister. I haven't opened it. Pretty sure it's a CD.
Was it Mariah Carey?
I'm sure it's someone... Like, If I was to guess, it would be a musical because that's our shared interest.
Okay.
And if I was to guess further, I would bet money on it being 6 because that's the last show you went together to see. My dad gives me £100 to spend how I like because he doesn't know who I am and doesn't know how to buy presents for anybody because my mum did that and she's not here with us anymore. And I got 4 DVDs for my dad between Christmas and his birthday, which is tomorrow. And my nephew I'm buying a game for. So, Cleo has a sister. Is she also a zombie or still living? God, I think she's also a zombie at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird
She
stuff
works retail.
when
She's
people are
definitely
like,
a zombie.
Is your family canon?
Is my family canon?
Yeah, no, people ask me that. Like, okay, so now that Quinn has been there for, like, decked out stuff, is your family canon? And I'm like, what? They're just my family. That's not my problem. Real quick, though, I got my first tip of
Please don't put my sister into stories. That's weird.
I got my first tip of the stream from Rough and Ready for $2. So we're going to rotate the camera $2. Thank you, Rough and Ready. But yeah, you see what I mean? Like, that's the sort of thing where they're like, are all of your siblings canon? And I'm like, what? What? That's like a bizarre question. Okay, so
they're just my family.
Yeah.
Does your does your family watch your content at all? No. My dad is very old and very old school, and he doesn't understand the internet pretty much at all. My sister has seen some of my videos, and she's very clear that they are not her thing. She has shown a very curated video to my dad, who was just sort of like, and people pay her for that? Oh, well.
Okay.
My sister's quite supportive, though. She doesn't get it, really, but she's quite supportive.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I got a few things rolling in here. Salem says, I asked for Clank for the holidays, and I'm hoping a family member got it for me so I can rope them into playing. Yeah, Clank is the board game that Decked Out was based on, if y'all are curious about that. Because the next question somebody asks is, what's Clank? And then they ask, how are you wearing a vest in winter? It's freezing. This isn't a vest, it's a tank top. Mini Cheese Mouse says, any audiobook or other gift suggestions? Tress of the Emerald Sea is a really good audiobook.
Oh, wow!
What?
Sorry, JT has just shown me what he's sewing, and it's Christmas stockings, and that cool. Is amazing. Is that cross stitch or is that just? Okay, very impressed. JT, very talented. Give JT a round of applause and say very talented, because I could not do that. That one is cross stitch. Wow, that's impressive. See, my mum did cross stitch, and do I have any of her stuff with? No, I've shown it on stream before. I can do it. I just don't have the time and patience for it.
Yeah.
So the fact that you did that, I know how much effort went into that. That's impressive. Throw hands for JT, please.
A lot of people in my chat are now pointing out that I'm indoors and it's warmer inside than outside. That is also true. It is.
That is how.
That is one of my. That is one of the things I really don't like about my current recording setup. Is there's no way to record outside easily. Like I would love to live somewhere with a covered balcony again, and like just to have like, if I could live somewhere like with a view of downtown, and like stream with the actual skyline behind me, like that would be amazing. I would love to stream out on the balcony, like with downtown behind me, but I don't have that kind of money. So we're not doing that kind of show.
We're not doing that because we don't have the cash.
We're doing an indoor show like poor people. Deal with it.
We're doing the poor people version of it. Cross stitching right now while watching. Like honestly, cross stitch is for people with patience. You may have noticed that my patience is quite limited 90% of the time. So yeah. I'm also very tired. Just made a patch for a cardigan with a hole. You know what? That counts. That's a craft. Yay. That's also environmentally conscious of you. Well done.
Yeah, I'm one of those people where like when it's above freezing, I keep the thermostat as low as possible. But the problem is I don't want the pipes to freeze. In this apartment, like nothing was built to code. So as soon as it starts getting below freezing, I'm like, now I gotta crank the heat up, so that the pipes don't just explode on us.
Yeah.
So like, it got down to 20 last night, and so it's like now it's super warm in here, but it's fine.
I can stand it being cool. So like. At night, my house is like 15 degrees. And during the day, my house is 17 degrees. So, I don't know what that is in weird people numbers, but it's cool. I don't find it particularly cold though. So, that might change as I get older. So, you know, 59 F is 15. So, you see, I don't see the point in keeping it too warm. 59 to 62 degrees freedom units, apparently.
Gotcha.
Oh, maybe that's Fahrenheit. I don't know.
Might not be. Dang it, I thought I had Google Earth installed on here, but I think that was before I reinstalled the operating system. I want to get dimensions for this other water tower real quick. The best way I've found to get dimensions for stuff like that is just... The thing is, you need Google Earth and not Google Maps. Because Google Earth has like a ruler tool for measuring things better.
1, 2, 3.
Wait, apparently Google Earth is not an application anymore. It's a web app? Really? Well, no wonder I don't have it installed. Okay, so let's see if I can zoom in on this place just by looking at the map. I'm realizing I don't know where it is in New Jersey.
What are you looking for? I missed this bit,
water
I think.
tower. I was just going to try and zoom in on it, but I'm immediately realizing that I probably should know what its name is, because I know it's along the eastern seaboard of the United States, but trying to find one water tower at this zoom level is not not a good way to do
Probably
this.
not conducive to...
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm also realizing I forgot to close folding at home. I'm like, why is the computer
I breathe better when it's
shutting?
cold. The thing is, I can't have it below 15 degrees because my asthma is temperature sensitive. If it goes... Personally, I like it being colder, but my asthma does not. When I was much poorer than I am now, shockingly when I was teaching, I tried to put the temperature lower, and I got incredibly sick and had the worst asthma attack of my life. So cannot do that, sadly. So it's a case of not being able to work because my asthma is bad, or just spending a little bit of money to keep it a little bit warmer. What art project is this? This is, well, I'm on Makers and Crafting, so it's not technically an art project. This is my bullet journal for next year, so I'm making my own bullet journal. So I can, like, this is my budget for January, and as time goes on, I do more and more with it. It's customizable, for I am custom. Not being able to work with bad asthma, but you need to work to aid your bad asthma. Yeah, pretty much. Like I work for myself now. I need to keep myself healthy. Aha, Blaze, you're not my dad. Stop it.
Okay.
Did your bit of Scotland have snow a couple of weeks ago? Yes. It's the first time I've seen snow in December ever.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Where I lived, we didn't get. Where I used to live, we didn't get snow until February most time, if we got snow at all. But that was fine. I stayed inside. I do like snow though. I like looking at snow. I like snow being out there. Haven't got a shovel. Fortunately, my house doesn't have a driveway particularly that people would walk on, so it's fine.
Yeah, like in some places you're required to, what do you call it? Shovel your walk, like by law, because like the mail.
Oh no, we don't have that there. In fact, doing that can, if somebody has an accident and you've shoveled it, it's no longer an act of God and you are criminally liable for their accidents.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Badger Spanner says the first thing I said when I came in was YouTube webcam is out of sync more than usual. Is folding turned off? Well, I didn't see that. So folding is now turned off. There you go, Badger. You were right whether I realized it or not. Okay.
I mean, Badger is always right. I've come to learn this fact. It's not a difficult thing to learn. You should probably learn it quickly.
I should probably learn that. That's going on the list.
It's going on the list of things that
Soon as-
Joe needs to learn.
Things that I don't have time for right now, but we'll get to. Okay.
Beware of tripping over eye work when you can't see it. Like, honestly, for some reason, the people who used to live in this house cemented in, like, iron little fences that are about ankle height.
What?
Yeah. So I've removed them because it's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, that's not good. Why?
I don't know. I don't know. You don't want your iron fences running away.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the third time I tripped over them, and it's just sort of like, all right, bolt cutters then.
I was gonna ask how you remove them from the concrete bolt cutters. Okay. Where's my... Somewhere I've got like a bunch of stencils and rulers and stuff. Okay. So that's gonna be 20-meter.
Honestly, like, after falling down the stairs this week, like, I have been incredibly clumsy. I know it's because I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I have fallen down the stairs. I've tripped over things. I've tripped over the cats. It's been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just have chosen death. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so if I really want to go big here, that's 15, and then that's gonna go. Oh.
Some people work to make the living quarters kids safe. Cleo's trying to make them Cleo safe. Honestly, I'm reasonably clumsy. I don't have good.
Well, nobody wants to be unreasonable.
Yeah. I think it's because I'm right-handed and left-footed. So that has caused a lot of problems in my brain, I think. And I just fall and stumble, and that does not sound good. Hope you're all right. I'm okay. The bruising is mostly on the ankle now. I've still got like sensitive spots like this. I didn't really bruise in my arm, although like what happened is I grabbed hold of the top of the stairs and my entire body weight went on this arm. Turns out this hurt quite a lot at the time. So it was more pulled rather than anything else. But apparently I didn't realize at the time I'd also messed up my ankle. So that still hurts. That's got some bruising on it, but that's going away too.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's okay.
It'll be fine. JW Booth says I should look up the Florence y'all water tower. I've actually drove past that twice in the last 5 days. On the way to and from Pittsburgh from here, we drove past that water tower. But yeah, so Cleo, there's a water tower in Florence that says Florence y'all because it used to say Florence Mall on it, but then they passed a beautification bill that says you're not allowed to put commercial advertisements on water towers. And so they took the M and turned it into a Y apostrophe. So it no longer says Florence Mall.
That's cool. Did you enjoy teaching, even though you were worse off? I'm a nurse, and I'm always second guessing my decision to get into the career. It had its moments. The moments were always the kids are funny as heck, and I really enjoyed teaching. The paperwork, not so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, paperwork's what I hate most about teaching.
I think any job can be alleviated by having a decent boss.
Oh, definitely. I 100%.
Um,
That's the biggest thing. Is like, yeah, having a good boss is huge. But then as soon as
um,
that person leaves or gets promoted and somebody else gets put between you, it's just like, nope, I'm out. It's the
yeah,
sort of thing like I go to the CEO and I'm like, yeah, I was willing to put up with the pay because, this guy's great and I was happy to work for him every day. I'm not happy anymore. So I
no.
don't know. You either pay me way more or I'm gone.
I
Like,
thought it was teaching that I hated
hmm
for a good long time. Turns out I just don't like being under a bully.
hmm
Um, so when I left that job and then was immediately put under another bully, I thought, oh no, it's teaching that's awful. But when I left that job and found my last job where the head teacher was a decent human being that actually cared about people a lot.
hmm
Uh yeah, no, I didn't hate teaching there.
Okay, so this is 15. That's gonna go down.
Most people don't like being bullied. No, it's not fun. It's not
Yeah,
fun.
it kind of sucks.
Would not recommend. Can't believe it's almost January.
I know. This year is just flying by.
This year has gone like the wind.
Mm.
Like I don't do New Year's resolutions, but my New Year's resolution is to take care of myself.
Do you think that's a
'Cause
plausible resolution?
I think it's um
Because like
depends
just,
on
this is
on what you're talking about.
well,
It's
what
like
I'm kind of
making
saying is
time for myself
yeah,
is I
because
think
if I
important.
said like my New Year's resolution is to do better, that's not actionable directly. But if my New Year's resolution was I'm tired all the time, which is why I'm doing worse than I normally should do. So I'm going to force myself to go to bed by a certain time, or I'm going to force myself to take
Well,
a 15-minute walk every afternoon. Like that's more actionable than just do
well,
better.
for me the action, like I wasn't actually going to go into the actionable stuff,
Oh,
but for me
sorry.
it's make sure my meds are 100% taken all the time on time.
That's a good one.
Get more sleep by going to bed at a reasonable time every night
Yep.
and waking up and having a set wake up time. And the more nebulous one is eat better.
Yeah. Cuz
That's the nebulous
it's
one.
like, yeah, okay, so is that like buying something better, or is that like I'm going to walk hey, there's a salad place a half mile away. I'm going to get a salad every other day from there. So that way I'm getting a walk and a
I think
salad.
for me it's more batch cooking
Mhm.
because I eat junk when I don't have the time to cook a meal, which
Yeah.
in this job is weirdly often for somebody who's
Well,
self-employed.
it's because we're constantly getting roped into like recording sessions and stuff where it's like we don't have a lot of clear
Mm,
blocks of time.
yeah.
And like a lot of the tasks that we can technically move around anytime, like editing will uh is like a gas. It expands to fill the shape and volume of its container.
Yeah,
Every
it's a lot like
episode that I
teaching.
publish, I'm like, if I spent another 2 hours on that, it would be incrementally better. I
Hmm.
never publish anything and go, well, that was the perfect episode. I go, I think that's good enough that the gains of doing another pass on it aren't worth it, right? You
Hmm.
um, but like in terms of like you're saying like, okay, if I take my medication, that'll be better taking care of myself, like. And I'm not trying to call you out here. I'm just saying, like, for people who are trying to set helpful resolutions for themselves, looking at that and saying, like, well, what are the factors that are causing me to not take my medication at the right time now, and how can I mitigate those? Like
Mm.
really digging into this stuff, because I found if I don't have like something concrete and some sort of mechanism to hold me accountable for doing that
Hmm.
concrete thing in a timely fashion, it's just wishful thinking. I always
Yeah.
want to do better, but that's not a good goal.
Well, for me, it's a case of currently don't have a doctor up here.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
But that's on me. That's because things got crazy when I moved, and it's not calmed down, and I haven't felt sick enough to warrant going to a doctor to find one. So I need to get that sorted. But also because I feel okay and I forget. So I need to set alarms for it, I think.
Yeah, setting alarms for stuff is huge for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know what my problems are, and my problems are mostly me. But it's like it's just knowing what you need to do and how to do it is different than actually doing it. So my cat is my alarm. Yeah, I'm worried about my cat. Well, singular cat. So.
Okay. So this transistor water tower has legs that are 3 meters thick, roughly.
What are you doing, Joe?
I'm
You're not doing pinball stuff at this point.
No, I'm
surely.
making water towers. In season 10, my starter base is I'm gonna live in a water tower. Like the Warner Brothers.
Okay.
And the Warner sister.
Okay. Stop.
Yep. But yeah, I was like, I don't want my starter house to just be this little dirt hut. So I'm going to make a gigantic water tower out of dirt. And then that'll really show them.
Wait, singular cat did Atlas. No, Atlas is fine.
60-meter high
it's
dirt
the other
house.
one I'm currently... Atlas is fine. I'm currently worried about the other one. Because I think she's pooping blood. Or something similar. But I need to figure out which... I mean, no offense, she's probably okay, but I need to make sure it's her so I can take whichever one it is to the vet. The cats don't do that, Blaze. And also, she doesn't have the bits to do that. Any ideas what your starter base will be? Maybe a fire tower. No choice, no decisions made as of yet. I've got some time off to think about things. Fruitcakey has resubscribed for 10 months. Thank you.
Wait, hold on. That's okay.
I mean, honestly, if like the most common thing is worms, if cats are pooping blood, so that's possibly what it is. So, that's the thing that I need to deal with. She's an indoor cat right now, so I've been a little bit slack on that. So I'm not worried, I'm just aware. Because she's acting perfectly normal. She's eating fine. Arguably eating more than she should, which is another parasites issue. Do you see Scar's tweets about the armadillo? I fell out much. Yeah. Scar enjoys making those sorts of jokes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so this water tower in Holmdel, New Jersey is supposed to look like a transistor. Because it was built as like one of the research and development laboratory water towers for the company that created the transistor.
Okay. I'm just going to smile and nod at this. How many days does January have? 31. 31.
Yeah, so...
But we start next year on a Monday, guys. I didn't start watching till season 8 or 9. Yeah, no. I can imagine that you blink and you miss it for season 8. So We start next year on a Monday. The superstition. Why is that a superstition?
I've never heard of it. It sounds like a substition to me. Okay.
8 was short but sweet. 8 was very focused. We knew what we were doing,
Yep. And we still didn't get it done anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's partly why I'm so determined to get it done this time.
Yeah. Well, so this time I knew that I was biting off a lot.
Same.
But I achieved my learning objectives for this one, even if I didn't necessarily achieve my, like, completing the base objectives.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna feel bad. I feel like I got out of it what I needed to from an educational standpoint, and I'm ready to do cool stuff in the future along the same lines.
Yeah. I have learnt that it was my first like proper mega base that I finished.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned that I do not like mega bases.
Oh yeah, I finished my Ravenloft mega base, and I didn't feel better about that than I do about this one. I feel equally good about them both. So.
Well, it's not that I didn't feel good about them. It's just that I don't like doing mega bases. Mm-hmm. I am more micro than macro, I guess. You know, like I prefer detail rather than look at this giant which is why I spent so much time filling my base, because I hated how empty it was, and it wasn't finished until it had life in it. So you see, everybody hated Season 8 at the time, and now it's like Season 8 Fan Club Unite. And I'm like, everybody hated it. Nostalgia is a hell of a kick for Hermitcraft fans.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of screwed up by maybe not making my mega base soulless enough. Everybody's complaining about how soulless other people's mega bases are, but nobody's complaining about my mega base being soulless.
No one's complaining about my mega base being soulless either.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I could have done more.
Yeah, I killed myself a whole bunch of times. Every head in that mega base, almost every.
That's why it's full of ghosts.
Yeah, it's full of ghosts because I killed myself a whole bunch.
This mega base can't be soulless. Look at all these ghosts tripping over each other.
Every head, including the hermit's heads, I want to point out, was killed personally. It was me personally killing myself to put into that base. So yeah, every time you see a head, every time you see a little tiny snail, that's me killing myself. I killed myself a bunch for that base. Season 8 hate. It was mostly, as far as I'm aware, on the Reddit. But I think we as a group have learnt to ignore the Reddit more or less. My base is more soul than Hades. Yeah.
Okay.
Wonder what your death stats. That's a good question. I might look. I died to explosion, like, more than a little.
I wonder about texture.
Fun impersonating a computer on the Reddit. Yeah. JT, my mod JT responded to a post on the Reddit quite in detail, with some very honest answers about Hermitcraft patron servers. And then someone's, that's a chat GPT answer. And I'm like, no, can vouch. JT knows what's going on. Thank you, McLesley, for the backpack biddies. And Twitch added stuff to that. Thank you. And Unknown Chid biddies says hello. Thank you.
Just a chat GPT answer.
Yeah. Which
hold on. Is this a recent Reddit post? I want to read it.
it was relatively recent.
I want to
yeah.
read it with like a robot voice and see if it actually sounds like a robot wrote it. Because that's the kind of person.
It's buried in the comments. I don't even know what post it's on
Okay.
anymore.
Okay. Somehow I also managed to lose my Google Chrome window that I have my alerts in. Don't worry, nobody's giving me money, so it's okay. But tips are welcome via
Merry Christmas, Joe.
PayPal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. I know. Okay, so reddit.com/r/hermitcraft. And then, old.reddit.com, because this is a monstrosity. Okay.
It was from yesterday, apparently.
Okay. Thoughts on Hermit community servers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Found it. And then we need JT, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's the one that I've replied to personally.
Here's what I found about the Hermit's Patreon servers, either by playing on them or talking to people on them. Generally, they've all been described as welcoming communities that are eager to provide an enjoyable place to play. They tend to have a moderation team as well that works to keep play an attractive place to play for as many people as possible. Okay, a robot would not have written that sentence. That sentence has to keep play an attractive place to play is not a robot sentence. And the Hermits are good at participating in community events regularly. Just don't expect to see the Hermits online there regularly. Generally, a Hermit with a larger following will have a larger community on their Patreon server, while those with a smaller following will likewise be a smaller community. A larger community will tend to have more players online and more participation in events, but what that means for you depends on what you want from a server. As a chatbot, I cannot advise you about creating nitroglycerine. Oh, well, that part might be where they gotcha, actually.
That might be the part where
that might be where they gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I see it now.
I enjoy live editing. Are you editing as we go, as Joe pulls you up on mistake?
I mean, there's a few grammatical errors in here that cue me that this was definitely a handwritten post.
Yeah.
Which, eventually these chatbots will start adding certain types of errors so it looks more like a human wrote them and edited them. I think the big thing is, though, that everything in here, the reason I think people think this was a ChatGPT answer is because there's no specific breakdown of like which hermits are which way. This is such a high level overview. This is the level of detail somebody would expect from ChatGPT, I think, is why people responded that way. Because if you came in and said, I played on Cleo's server, and here's my experience there, but I've heard from people who played on Impulse's server this.
Yeah. I mean, like JT has experience with a lot of hermits, so, you know, I can understand why it's such an overview.
Yeah. No, I don't think anything in here is wrong, but I could see why people are more skeptical right now about things on the internet being ChatGPT.
Yeah, it just annoyed me. It's just like, okay, stuff that's well written, understood. We don't like that here. Oh.
Yeah, anything that follows basic, paragraph format for making points and stuff must be a ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, for example, here's another one. This one sounds like it's from a real person. Joe Hills runs multiple servers for his Discord community at the $10 a month Patreon level. He is renting 2 Xenon servers from a center in Virginia and admins them himself. The server also runs his website. The flagship server is run by Joe and is 100% vanilla and uses the same seed as Hermitcraft and resets when Hermitcraft resets. He also has a vanillish server that is using some quality of life vanilla tweaks and run by one of his other server operators. And his third main server is modded, run by the other server operator. It is currently running Vault Hunters with the same version and seed as the Hermitcraft Vault Hunters series. There is a 4th server that is used for special events or snapshots. For example, he will probably spin up the HC9 world download on there for decked out runs when that comes out. Like that sounds like
I'm like 90% sure you wrote that.
I did not write that. Because I would have written Xeon servers, not Xenon servers. I would have said there's Xeon 2288Gs because like I am really proud that one of the reasons we can afford to run a vanilla jar for our flagship server when everybody else is running performance mods and stuff, and we're like, nope, bleeding edge, vanilla jar. New vanilla jar comes out, here's the new thing. The reason we can do that is because I sprung for some high-end Xeon servers with really good single-core performance. And
Oh, I see.
so a lot of people, I'm trying to create opportunities people couldn't create for themselves, and most people wouldn't be able to afford that kind of hardware it takes to just run vanilla Minecraft. You have to install the performance mods to run on a cheaper machine. So, yeah.
That's fair. I'm looking to get new servers. That's the thing, because I'm not happy with my host.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name names on stream, because they're not paying me for that. But yeah, I'm just renting some bare metal Xeon 2288Gs, and it's been fantastic from a performance standpoint. I'm probably, in terms of single core performance these days, these new ARM like Mac Minis are actually stupidly good for single core performance, which is actually what you need for running Minecraft servers. So like if you're running a huge Minecraft server hosting company, you don't want to have a bunch of Mac Minis. But if you're running one server for your Patreon people, maybe two, a handful, I'm looking at it, and it's gonna, I'm gonna kind of hit a tipping point where it makes sense for me to just buy some good single core ARM Mac Minis and put them in a data center here in Nashville, where so instead of leasing bare metal servers in Virginia, I've just got something in a cabinet here in town. But I don't have the capital together yet to make the jump.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't have the wherewithal or knowledge to make the jump. So,
well, do you have is one of your staff members basically your like Linux guru or something?
yes.
Yeah.
So they need to be able to access all the stuff. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not dissatisfied with my current host. I just know I can do better in the long run price-wise.
Just so you know, guys, that's the only jelly bean card. Remember that cards are played when I'm solo. Those cards specifically. I'm actually looking forward to getting the opportunity to put my my stream back together after the crash.
When you say get your stream back together, what does that mean?
Well, there are things that are missing. For example, right now I'm running my ping tuber, which I have cards that interact with it.
Oh, okay.
Those are the cards that mostly get destroyed and created into different cards. So I want to get the skins back so that the cards work properly.
Gotcha.
I got told by my university course that I had to resubmit a paper because it shows signs of being written by AI because it was too well laid out. That's troubling. Please dumb down your academic work.
We're going to see a lot of that in the near future.
It concerns me because it's like, don't you want the best and the brightest? Okay, why aren't you? Why are they dumbing down their work?
Yeah.
Why are you making them do this thing? There we go.
I wonder if I should make this water. If I made this water tower out of diorite at the beginning, and then use that to be like, Iskall, I really need help gathering resources. Joe, I'm very busy. Yeah, but I need to replace this diorite in my water tower. I'll be right there.
That'd work.
Yeah.
That'd work. It really would work. It's like, yeah.
One thing that I know there's a lot of pushback on, but I like the idea that starter builds don't have to be beautiful and perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But and that was one of the reasons like I kind of made that dirt house last season to kind of be like, oh look, I'm doing something at the same scale as everybody else, but I'm making it out of dirt. Screw you, whatever. Um, but like I don't know. I feel like I just don't want to come in with a oh here's my 20-minute build tutorial on the perfect cottage. That's not how I want to play Minecraft. I want to dig a hole or something at the beginning, or
I
have
mean,
something that's kind of. I want the goal is to have room for improvement, not to do something perfect the first time. You know.
yeah, no, I can get behind that. I don't quite know what the difference is between, like, honestly, my start base was a giant snake's head. It's just sort of like,
Well,
I
what
just
was
wanted
that
to
your
make stuff
day
that was
one
cool.
base? Like, what was your at the end of your first episode where you had a house? Was it perfect, or was it just here's a pile of
The
chests
the
and
well, no, my day one build was the ruins.
Mhm.
So arguably by design, not perfect.
arguably ruined already? You ruined it from the
Yeah,
start.
yeah. So I don't actually remember what I did straight away. I think I was mostly I was being obnoxious with people this first day.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of my stuff was just sort of like hanging out with people and going, I'm here. I'm just being silly. I think like that's probably what my season's going to be. Like I think what I'm planning for season 10 is like small village kind of aesthetic,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I want to make a cow farm. I want to make fields, so just making things pretty so I can get the leather I need to start like the armor stand. I want armor stands in everything from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to
Oh,
do
but that means you need to be able to
is
cook stone early on. I think you'll manage.
what?
Because armor stands, you have to cook the stone twice.
Oh, yeah, I think I'll manage. Yeah, I think that might not be too as big a problem as you're imagining.
Well, I'm relieved to hear that.
Um, so yeah, it's gonna be sort of like, and then there are gonna be like farm hands from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and like I can then go back and then get them pitchforks from like tridents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A super a small village with a very beleaguered town storyteller mayhaps. Maybe I'll put in a town square.
Yeah, you know what?
Maybe
Actually, if your starter house was the beginning of the Blood the Clock Tower village, that wouldn't be terrible. I guess the
no.
question is though, like how close are our starter houses going to be to each other starter houses? Because you can't expand into a whole village if there's already a village around you. You know.
I don't know, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm like, honestly, it's like I don't want to build a giant castle. One,
Mm-hmm.
because castles are overdone. Um and two, like I like the idea of having like tiny little projects, sort of like,
Mm-hmm.
well, what do I make a house? Oh, we're gonna make a tailor's. Well, what's inside a tailor's? Okay, so I need to make racks of wool. I need to make all the armor stand people. I need to put people on trying poofy dresses. That sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I told you that I wanted to make like a big like series of mazes, and
Mm.
some of them would be like I would have certain segments where um individual hermits could claim like a start point and an end point, and like have a huge area to build whatever kind of maze they want inside of that, right? So it's this
Mm-hmm.
labyrinth of interconnected mazes. So I could see you possibly doing something really cool with armor stands, of having like people like lost in the maze, scrabbling at the
I am
walls.
being honest with you, Joe, and
No,
my people on my patron server will attest to this. I hate
you
mazes.
hate mazes. Okay.
I actually like they are my least favorite. Like I can't stand them. Like
I'll give.
like
Okay, I've got something else. Then I could pitch you later. That's
it's
less public facing at this stage. But okay,
okay.
can confirm. Everybody on your server is like, yes.
Yes.
Cleo's right.
Like
JT's
I'm
not a robot. Joe, catch up. Okay, I'm
right.
catching up.
It's like it's like on my patron server, everyone's just sort of like, I made a. It's a build contest. I made a maze, and everyone just sort of looks at me and goes, right. Okay, I'm not going through the maze. I will go above it and I'll watch everyone else do it. That's fine. But like, I am not going in a maze. I hate them. So
Yeah, Nola says it would be cool to see people repurposing old builds that weren't being used. One thing we had talked about was turning our original starter houses into shops. And only Jevin really ended up doing that with his pork shop.
yeah.
But originally we were kind of thinking, like, okay, in the same way that like sometimes areas start off as residential but then become commercial, like we would take our starter houses and put signs up in front of them and sell stuff out of them. And we just people were like, no, I'd rather design like a shop that looks like fireworks than just put a sign on a house, which is fair, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One
like,
thing that...
I would have rathered a lot of houses that were like starter houses that were less like houses. I think I'm done with having a starter house that looks like a house.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, like I said, I think my starter house this season's gonna be a water tower. So I'm looking at a few different water tower designs right now. I've got one looks like a transistor. Apparently the Warner Brothers one Tango just did in season 7, so probably not going to do that one apparently. But yeah, I like the idea of having something high up. Like and being able to, like, especially now that I've got this the mod where you can view really long distances, being able to open the episodes looking out over the server is cool. The big problem I'm worried about is I don't want people to be like, this is an eyesore. Because like when I built a sign for my fast foods place one time, and some of the other hermits were like, fast food signs shouldn't be that tall. And I'm like, yeah, but they are in real life. And they're like, well, you can see it from too far away. It's ugly. And I'm like, fast food signs are ugly in real life. This is like, I don't know. I know I can't spend all my time trying to avoid angering other people, but I feel like if I don't at least try to meet them in the middle, then I'm at fault. If I can say like, well, I tried to do a good job on this and you hate it anyway, is different than me saying, well, I didn't care what you thought and did whatever. I don't know. I'm still gonna do it. I'm just gonna be cautious about it.
It's the Joe Hills way.
Impulse's house became a shop. Yeah, that's true. Impulse, before he opened iBuy, his house did have a shop in it that sold books. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired of doing things the same way. I'm more interested in being obnoxious to everybody. So I'm going to do mostly that with a bit of the other. So did False's starter house. Yeah.
What was False's starter house? Oh, it became a glass shop.
The
that's
eagle.
True. Yeah, that's right.
I love obnoxious Cleo.
You know what you
Wait
should
for
do?
me to get tired.
Did you ever play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild?
No, I don't like Zelda.
Okay. Because there's these, like, flowering plants that these ladies come out of that give you, like, armor upgrades or something. I forget. But they look kind of like crazy flower artichoke things because it's like a fantasy setting. And so you could build maybe one of those as your starter house because it would be, like, really organic. And then you could also have, like, a giant Cleo popping out of the top the way the ladies in Zelda do. Except, like waving her arms around. The Great Fairy Fountains is what people are saying these are called. Let me see if I can find a... Are they fountains? I thought they were plants. Great Fairy Breath of the Wild. Dun dun dun. Images.
Oh, Tosca Koshka has gifted 26 subs. Thank you. That's a lot. And Artsy has come over. Thank you for raiding. I appreciate that. Amberwood has resubscribed for 32 months. Has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. Can't pronounce your name.
Good job. Good hustle.
Well,
You
it's
tried.
KLBZPLB. I don't think that's on me somehow. Thank you for joining the Horde anyway. You're appreciated regardless of me not being able to say your name. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits. But there's no glue on that side of the tape at the moment. I'm honoured that you tried. Look. Pushed has been around for a while. Pushed had an attempt at his name. You get one as well. Drew's Fire has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, see there are no exits, but there is cake. I Am Beatles has resubscribed for 7 months. You guys are great. What do you actually do when you bullet journal? Bullet journaling is about making your own journal that is suitable for your needs. For example, my big thing, it's like, let me find a page in my journal that hasn't been written in yet. Or maybe one that has.
Ooh.
There you go. This is what my weekly page sort of looks like. I put all my Hermitcraft and streaming stuff in most of the time. I also use it as a way of keeping track of my budget, because this is my budget stuff. Yeah. So that's what I do when I bullet journal. Never caught a crafting stream, and this is lovely. Thank you. I mean, like, me and Joe being chill with each other as opposed to, you know, what happens on camera, which is like, which is different.
It's a thing. Son Orlando says, I wish my handwriting looked that good. Practice.
That,
Time and effort.
like, you have to remember that as a teacher, I was forced to write cursive in a way that people could understand. Most people can get away with illegible cursive because they don't use it that often. But as a teacher, you have to learn how to cursive. Before I became a teacher, I didn't write cursive very much at all. So the giant flowers Joe was talking about are corpse lilies. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, 20-meter wide corpse lilies that like Cleo pops out of and waves her arms. Yeah.
Oh no, I hate corpse flowers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I need that clip, guys, so I can write in the Joe's weirdly positive speech. Do you have a different theme color for every month? It's strange seeing you and Joe chill, not spiteful to each other. Yeah. I mean, like this one was aliens, for the theme. Like, you can tell how much I didn't use my journal this year because I was so all over the place. This one was mermaids. You know, so yeah, I do sort of, but I didn't use my journal a lot at the beginning of the year, so it's in the stream clips channel in the Discord. No. Thank you. I don't know how to do this without playing it.
Oh, that's okay. I'll be quiet so you don't hear me twice.
I mean, that's never been a problem, Joe.
Cleo never listens to me twice.
Cleo barely listens to you once.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I need to write this down. Steal of the time. Hang on, there we go. That was a thing. Okay, you are a strong and stoned weeping angel. You can steal the time that others needed most. Seize not only the day, but the lifetime. You know what? I'm okay with this.
There you go. Look at me, y'all. I'm in Cleo's book.
You always. I mean, I do record. I do put in our like stream times together. So, Cleo Marlene cheered biddies. 200 biddies, and Cold Dawn cheered 300 biddies. Yay! Is that hype chain just ending? My goodness. Do you have a preferred brand or type of journal that you use for bullet journaling? I tend to go for Otagami. This one is a bit more, like I paid a bit more for this one because this is an avocado and spice. But the difference between this and the Otagami, which is cheaper, is virtually nil. So it seems to change every 6 months. Like I like Otagami, like this one. Which is a Faco Papier, which is French. Didn't like this one very much. This was last month's one, but Otagami is good. Avocado and spice are good. So yeah. Weeko Rainstorm has resubscribed for 20 months and says hello again. Hi. Thought you'd drop by and say hi. Welcome. I'm gonna do this in like my normal handwriting. But badly apparently.
Is it funny if I start any build I do based on something in real life, I put the longitude and latitude on a sign in game and say, go visit it yourself at, and then just, people are going to be like, 21 north, 86 west. Huh. I guess. Where else am I going to go this weekend? Like,
I mean, you could, but I'm not sure people would go, but they could.
I'm not sure if people would, but I do think that that's the sort of fun thing to stumble across in a Minecraft thing. It's like, visit this in real life at, oh geez, this is just latitude and longitude. Huh, I wonder where that is. Let me type that in Google Maps. Oh, that's actually kind of close by. Huh. Oh, because at the point where they've already typed it in Google Maps, like, they're halfway there. Gritmonger says build QR codes in. Nah, I don't like doing stuff with QR codes. I feel like it takes people out of the video.
Yeah, we could start doing geocaches in places that we visit.
I also don't like the any 3 words because the company that runs that is kind of like, we want everyone to use this, but like, God forbid you use it for like emergency services or something, because we're gonna bill you like crazy. If you're a company and you're using this and you're not paying us a license fee, then we're gonna go after you. I like it. It's not a terrible idea, but the people who are executing it are turning it into one. So I'm gonna refuse to use it. If somebody's like, here's the any 3 words for this, I'm just gonna say no. I don't have a license for that. Like, I don't want to deal with the any 3 words people coming after me, though, because like, arguably, since I'm self-employed, almost anything I do in some way is business related. Like,
yeah,
I don't have a license for those 3 words, and those guys are litigious jerks, so I refuse to use their product. Actually, I probably would actually have to pay to use them in videos.
You probably would.
Yeah, it is not worth it. It is 100% not worth it.
Joe just sends us to the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. Somebody's got to live in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, might as well be you.
Yeah.
There's a definite subset of the fandom that goes, like, honestly, I like the idea of just doing like an ARG and just sending people around the world to solve puzzles in Hermitcraft for other people.
Yeah. It's just like, oh man. We could do some really crazy stuff too, where like some of the clues are like, you have to show up at this blackjack table in Vegas at this time, and Tango's just sitting there with the next clue for you or something.
That would be so cool.
And but like it's just like, okay, so we're looking for a clue for this, and he's just like, red penguin. And they're like, "Oh my god, it's Tango!" And then he just puts on a hat and disappears. I don't know why the hat makes him invisible, but he's really cool and has a lot of cool hats. So maybe.
Hey El, this is a Joe quote referencing Doctor Who.
Mahi says you could hide extra art cards. So yeah, because if some of us got extra alt art collector's cards, you could hide them in the geocache. Yeah, yeah. Ooh.
I mean, I would probably avoid that because
That
people might not do the clue. They might just go there for the prize.
yeah, that's not the like part of the point of a game
The
like that
clue
is
is
to
the
have
prize.
yeah. Dun 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 dun. People are asking if I'm going to do the Warner Brothers Tower for my base next season. I know I want to do a water tower, but people have informed me Tango did that in season 7, so I'm definitely not going to do that one now. I realized too. I think I lived. There was a water tower in Empires I lived in for a little bit before I built my house. I think Pixelverse had a water tower somewhere on his bridge.
IRL barge. Don't know what a barge quest is.
I really liked building the Evergiven. I keep thinking about how much I enjoyed that build, and I don't think I want to do another ship this season. But if I do another ship, I want it to be like a real ship. I don't want to just be like, oh, okay, I'm going to make a sailboat in Minecraft. It's like, this is a famous sailboat that won this race. Or I like things that have like a story, like a real history to them, you know? I actually got to visit a ship at the U.S., or not U.S. Naval Academy. I'm used to saying the U.S. Naval Academy, the United Kingdom Naval Academy. They had a ship there that they landlocked, turned into a museum. So Badger and I got to walk around that when we visited. I will say, specifically when I got to the United Kingdom's Naval Academy, the Royal Navy Naval Academy, that was when I was like, wow, America has really done a good job. Because I'm like looking at the buildings and stuff, I'm like, oh, this is just like our Naval Academy. We ripped you guys off so bad on all of the culture and architecture and stuff. You could have literally just taken those buildings and put them next to the buildings from the United States Naval Academy, and it would have just been like, yeah, these are the same. This is the same property. This is the same facility. Like, I'm just like looking around. I'm like, we nailed it. I had no idea how well we did. You don't appreciate things about your home until you travel, I think.
You don't appreciate things about the theft until you travel.
That was Jimmy's water tower on Pixel's Bridge. Ah, gotcha. Okay.
What a fantastic idea for a bullet journal. I tend to forget Wednesday morning streams. Been debating this type of notebook. May try it out. Can recommend. Doesn't have to be beautiful. It just has to be functional. Like
Evan Netta says, yesterday I got my singed cards. Well, if they came in after being caught on fire, you should contact Luke at Cleo. He'll get that fixed. Oh, no, sorry, signed cards. No, that's fine then.
If you want to make it pretty, get washi tape, put stuff down the sides, put stuff in the middle, and that takes 5 minutes tops. So, you can make it pretty without putting in like huge amounts of time and effort.
Yeah. So my equivalent to this bullet journal is a Google Doc with like a to-do list for every day. And it's got like to do, now, and done. But it kind of has to be a Google Doc because I use that to coordinate with my project manager. and sending like pictures of a book back and forth doesn't seem quite as viable.
I don't have a project manager, so
Yeah.
really that's on me.
Yeah.
If you get washi tape, be prepared to end up with a box full. Yeah, it is one of those habits.
Trubaka says, I should put latitude longitudes on builds that send them to trolley places, like where they film the Never Gonna Give You Up video. I assumed that was shot on like a sound stage, but like that brick wall could have been any brick wall. Do we know where the brick wall from Never Gonna Give You Up is? Because, oh my gosh, I should build that brick wall as my starter base. You know, a lot of people really enjoyed my Rick Astley Swedish Rickroll last season. So my starter base this year is a brick wall. I'm going to put my chest on the other side of it and have a sign over here that says, you too can be Rick Astley. Press F5 and dance in front of this brick wall.
Dance badly.
You're no stranger to love.
Just realised I could stream my artwork creation. I could stream painting. You can stream whatever you like, pretty much.
Yeah, I got started as an art streamer. I was streaming myself drawing comics since 2008. Then I started on YouTube doing video games in 2011. So, Joju says, I'm very on board with the Rick Astley starter base. Kindle says, I believe that wall is located in Berlin. I think that's a different wall. I've actually seen part of that wall at the museum in Washington, D.C. Wubaka says it was filmed in London, largely around Freston Road in the London borough of Kensington, and I'm going to mispronounce this, Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Since being uploaded to YouTube on 25th October 2009, the video has received over 1.5 billion views and 16 million likes. Okay. So next time I'm in London... Oh, Gracewinder has the address, just 150 Freston Road, London, England.
Don't give Joe more places to visit in the back end of London.
Yeah, it's like I want to go to Croydon and I want to go to Freston Road. These are my... Yeah.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Yeah. Gonna build an homage to something everybody loves, the brick wall from the Rickroll video. And then what I can do is ask the hermits to get up and do their best Rick Astley dances in front of the wall. Have a Rick Astley dance contest. See, that's what we're always talking about, how we need to create experiences for people. You know, and that shows you don't need a million block, you know, mega decked out build to get people together and having fun. You just need a brick wall.
Yes, Joe. I'm too tired to get into this right now.
Pushed says, why do you want to go to Croydon? Oh, that's where they do the pinball tournaments for the London area. Because to run good pinball tournaments, you need a lot of space to fit a lot of pinball machines. And it turns out, like, central London is expensive. Croydon, you can rent a warehouse and fill it with pinball machines.
It's the only reason why people will go to Croydon, to be honest.
The only reason.
Yeah. I'm not joking either. Croydon is... Croydon's not nice.
What would be funny would be... The thing is, people are going to think I'm like an Anglophile or whatever. But there's an angle here where I do a bunch of famous builds from the UK, but only in the context of like... This was in the Cybermen episode of Doctor Who. They called it Canary Wharf, which is probably a metaphor for the, like, clues early on that something was wrong. This dead character was the canary in the wharf mine that the Cybermen were here. And and just completely ignore the real history and existence of these buildings and be like, oh yeah, they designed this for Doctor Who for this episode. God,
Canary Wharf, blimey.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where Unit was.
I'd pay the price to live in London for the LGBT acceptance. I get it. But don't just assume.
Kindless says, Joe, you could sell people a bridge. I mean,
Joe doesn't have a bridge.
I could build a bridge and then immediately put a for sale sign out front.
I mean, then you'd have a bridge. That's true. How do you spell powerful?
Papa, Oscar, Whiskey, Echo, Romeo, Foxtrot, Uniform, Lima.
So it's not Lima at the end.
No. Only one Lima.
I don't know if my chat can... Hang on, let me just check if my chat can see the tape.
Does the tape have 2 Limas?
Yes.
Me...
I thought I was going insane.
No, that's wrong. That's a... Yeah, that's just incorrect. You know what? Though,
I'm using it anyway.
No, use the razor blade and just cut off the L.
I can't because it's printed all the way along the tape.
Oh no.
That's for extra power.
Yeah, it's overflowing. That mistake was caught on tape, says Zoning Out.
That's a great first time chat. Well done.
Amazing.
You get a gold medal.
Yeah, the newbie of the session award goes to Zoning Out.
I do also like Ms. Odia's first time chat. This causes me pain with 2 N's.
Oh, here's something fun. Mahis and Wubaka are suggesting that I should build a bridge and live under it. Because I was talking about having kind of a trolley starter base.
Clearly is just gifted a sub to Zoning Out. Thank you very much, Cleverly. Sorry, go ahead. I just needed to...
No, it's fine, it's fine. If people want to give me stuff to interrupt Cleo about, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. The camera rotates 1 degree for every $1 that we receive today, or I receive, and currently I'm at 2 degrees of rotation. So, yeah, anything else you want to throw my way would be appreciated. Yeah. But no, I actually... So that's the thing, though, is like, the thing with the water tower... And living in the water tower is I knew the other hermits would complain about it being an eyesore. No matter how good I did, they'd be like, that was too tall for a starter house. Or something.
I don't think that's true.
You know what? Now that you doubt me, okay, I'm off this bridge thing. We're back to the water tower, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see. And I'm gonna say I was genuinely considering this bridge thing, and Cleo said I shouldn't worry and that it wouldn't be a big deal if I did the water tower thing. So, I'm doing it. I'm doing the water tower.
Don't think it'd be a big deal.
Because, so here's the thing. Is I've made a true choice here. This is not just me saying I'm going to do the trolliest thing possible. Because I think the bridge is technically trollier. But I think the water tower would be cooler looking. I think the water tower would look cool. I'm not going out of my way to make the world's tallest water tower. I'm doing it to scale with the one in real life.
Joe can throw me under the bus. I never get in trouble.
Cleo never gets in trouble. I constantly get in trouble. I'm the problem child.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I don't think anybody has ever come up to me and said anything more than you precious little baby. You would never do anything wrong, despite the fact that I am constantly causing trouble. No one believes that I cause trouble. But,
Gritmonger tips 20 and says, Troll Toll Bridge, there's a cost for getting over it. That's true. If there was a good place, like a really good place to put the bridge where people would want to cross, and I just have a thing there that's like, toll 8 cobblestone, and then I start screaming at anybody who doesn't, it's only 8 cobblestone, you don't have 8 cobblestone on you, like, it's not like even extortion, it's just like, this is a very reasonable price. Like, you can walk around if you want, you can swim in the water, get your toes wet. Like, but I'm not going to do that. I'm all in on the water tower. I love this idea, though. Firefly tips 7 and says, "Okay, sure, let's interrupt Cleo." So that's going to rotate us now to 29 degrees angular. Do. Thank you,
Let's
Firefly.
interrupt Cleo. Why are we interrupting me? What did I do?
Oh, you said earlier, Joe, I just need to interrupt you real quick to thank Clue Emily. And I said, well, if you want
Oh.
me to interrupt Cleo back, y'all better start tipping. And then,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Glenn tipped 5. That gets us up
Despite
to
the fact that he was in the middle
34.
of a monologue and didn't interrupt me, despite the fact I'm now interrupting him again. Yeah, no, this is fine.
Yeah, and Canna Russia tips another 5. That brings us up to 39. Who says, did the Hermits complain about B-Dub's giant pillar of diorite? If so, then I don't think a too tall starter base exists. Nobody, well, no, I've complained about
What, the monument? No.
Yeah.
No one complained about that.
Jacqueline tips 3 and says if you do a troll bridge, you ought to have a goat on it. I think Doc wants to do another hole this season, but that's going to bring us to 42. Yeah. Thank you, Jacqueline. And then
I also think B-Dubs also has I'm an innocent little baby issues. B-Dubs can also do no wrong on the Hermitcraft server.
Musclebop and Faulty wishing me a Merry Christmas and tipping 10. Thank you very much. That's going to get us to 51. Do. So thank you very much.
He's gorgeous. Yeah. So there are people that get in trouble on the Hermitcraft server and there are people that don't. Joe does.
Yeah, so this water tower would be 31 blocks in diameter and 60 blocks tall, basically.
I don't see how that's a problem.
You know, because, like, build height now is, like, 380 or something. 308? I don't know. So, starting at sea level, that's, like, a quarter of the way to build height, if... maybe not. I don't know math. I'm tired. We're done. But yeah, I think it should be fun.
We're done mathing, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, fudge. So this tape says fearless and powerful.
Yeah, it's like
which I assume to be they've missed a space and I'm just full of power.
I love the idea that they're not afraid of being wrong.
No.
That's the fearless part.
This is great. I love this.
Yeah. More mistakes should be caught on tape. We could do a whole series on them. Muscle Bob says, is that actually large enough to live out of for the time you'll be using it? Well,
yes.
Like I said, the tower, like the actual bowl of the tower, if we do this design, is 31 blocks across, which a 30 diameter is pretty big. And
yeah.
It's pretty, like, let's see, how tall is that? Probably about 10 blocks tall in there. Plus, I mean, I can this is just, like, basically a starter house. This is just something to hold me over at the beginning.
Fearless is spelled right.
Hey, we got a tip rolling in from Geek of Many Topics for 5, who says, whatever base you decide to do will be iconic in a very Joe way, and that's okay. Well, thank you, Geek of Many Topics. That's going to get us to 56. Hang
on. Iconic in a Joe way. I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
I don't either. Okay.
It could be small, but misspelling of the word is powerful, and they have zero quality control because it's... Oh, it's a very cheap product. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't expecting, like, miracles. This is from, if you're in the UK and you know the works, this is from the works. These tapes from their Make and Create collection. But I quite like them because they're actually, like, pretty and stuff. But they also don't stick very well. So...
I wasn't expecting miracles, but when I opened the tape, it was spelled MIRACULLS, so...
Okay. And it's the only time I found sparkle tape, like genuine sparkle tape. And I can't live my life without the sparkles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can. I just don't want to. Have those same tapes that end up having to glue them down because they don't stick. I mean, they're sticking okay. It's just that some of them just missing glue in some spots. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like this I think these both cost me like £5 each, and that's a lot of tape for £5. So I can accept some occasionally shoddy products for a good price, since it only has to last me a month. The glue isn't powerful.
Mahi suggests that I should get a conduit inside the water tower so the whole thing can just actually be flooded. That's a pretty fun gimmick, actually.
I'm sorry, what?
Build a conduit inside the water tower and
Do it.
And have it full of water.
It's a very Hermitcraft thing to do. Do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how hard would it? What do you need to make a conduit? Like in terms of making a conduit on day one of Hermitcraft. Like if this is my actual like starter.
You have to hunt down.
What do you have to kill?
Drown a lot.
Drowned? Okay.
Yeah. And since we're all going to be online,
there'll be drowned everywhere.
Well, either that or there'll be no drowned where you are because all the mob cap's been taken up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, looks like we got another tip rolling in for 10. This time from Salem, who says, "Always love a craft stream. Have a lovely day." Thank you very much, Salem. That's going to get us up to 66 degrees angular.
Salem has tipped £10, saying, "From Salem, thanks for a great stream. You are very welcome. I'm not entirely sure if this is great, but it's good enough."
How do you get Hearts of the Sea?
You craft them with shells, I think. I actually don't know. Chat!
I think they're chest loot from sunken ships, maybe? It's found in buried treasure from maps
and in
ocean
every
ruins
underwater
and
ruin.
Shipwrecks. Okay.
They're in treasure chests. They're in treasure chests. Okay.
Feeding a raw cod to a dolphin will help, and you need stone. I mean, I can get stone. That part I can get. I'm not too worried about that.
Oh, you need prismarine.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, you can just
I need
steal
prismarine stone. Yeah, we could. Yeah, that's.
You can steal that.
Get that from the thing.
You can get that from the temple.
Yeah, like the thing is, like it seems like they spawn temples everywhere now. You can't go across an ocean without hitting 3. It's like, oh, why can't I mine?
Temple.
Do you think I should pitch the dragon fight idea? I've mentioned this in previous seasons, and people were like, maybe next year. But like, I don't know if that's like a just being polite, or maybe I should actually bring it up again.
I don't know what.
We do this thing on my Patreon server where, in order to avoid a bunch of people being like annoyed that they can't use the end yet, I basically say on day 1 of the server, 2 hours after the server goes live, we're having the server dragon fight. And so everybody shows up in like leather armor with like terrible unenchanted bows, but it's like the first 2 hours of the server is a scramble to get the equipment to survive. But we've got like 30 people online, so a bunch of people all like whittling down the dragon together works. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's not really. I don't care about the dragon.
Yeah, I don't either. But like in the past years where we didn't have a plan, like there was one year that I think Tango just went and killed it because he's like, well, we need to be able to use the end. And then a bunch of other people were like, what? You should have said something. It's like, well, I didn't think anyone cared, right? And so it's like,
you can pitch it.
Yeah.
Just say that my day 1 job is going to kill the end dragon who's with me. I mean, honestly,
I don't want to do it by myself.
Know...
Is the thing. Like, I'm not saying like I want to take this on. I'm just saying if people are going to be upset if we don't have a plan, here's a possible plan.
You're more likely to get hermits to come and join you if you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not coming.
Cleo does not.
No offense, Joe.
Fight the dragon. Yeah. That's fine. I will. You know what? I'll let other people squabble about that then. I'm gonna sit that one out. Not worth burning.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any political capital left to burn at this point anyway. So I'm not gonna bring things up if I don't feel strongly about them. I've suggested it multiple season restarts in a row, and been told, bring it up again next time. Each time, I'm done. I'm not gonna do that. I will not follow that instruction.
That's fair.
We could schedule that for the first stream day, maybe.
Maybe.
That might be. You know what? I'm gonna at least put this on the agenda as like, hey, we haven't. Um.
But we have no more meetings, Joe.
We do like the 15th of January or something.
Yeah.
Season 10 dragon fight, possible stream day event, possibly during first stream day or something. I'm not picky.
Don't really care.
Yeah.
Signed, Joe.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, like, it's not. We have a huge list of stuff to talk about for season 10 at that first meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and that was not on the list. So I just want to make sure it ends up on the list so nobody's surprised if somebody goes off and kills the dragon. Because I feel like anything that's not on the list, you can basically just go do, right?
Is there a start date for next season? Tentatively, yes. Do you know it? No.
No.
Why is the moderator deleting messages that contain how many emotes? There's a 5 limit emote, and it gets auto deleted if you go above 5.
Yeah, St. Andrew gets real cross at 6 emotes.
Well, no, I get really cross emote spam, which is why I've said no. 5, only 5 per message. You can do 2 messages, which contain more, but just be careful for spamming. So.
Okay. Do we have a season 10 brainstorming thing yet? No. Oh yeah, we do. Okay. Some ideas I was thinking about for my starter house.
Once told me.
And first few episodes. My starter house would be a water tower that I plan to immediately fill with water as a joke, or as well as my storage and bed.
That's okay. I explain because it's not intuitive, because a lot of streams will let you just spam that stuff, but my brain doesn't like it, and it annoys me, and so I get cranky when I see stuff like when I see a huge amount of moment spam. So we have steps to prevent Cleo getting cranky. Doesn't always work. It works a lot of the time.
My starter house would be a water tower that would actually be full of water. So accessing my chests and bed, etc., would be a comedic hassle until I can build a conduit. Hopefully, if anyone would like to go quest for conduit parts like buried treasure for the heart of the sea or prismarine from an ocean monument, let me know. I'd be glad to pal around.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brain is switching off, which is understandable, but not fun. So I think I'm going to have to call it here, Joe.
That's okay, Cleo. Yeah. We will break up into our individual chats and talk to our folks then. It was so nice getting to hang out with you for a couple hours, though.
Yes. I'm not going to be here next week.
Okay. I should write that down.
It's the 27th. I've got an appointment that I need to go to.
Did you might have told me that already. Did I already label that as crafts without Cleo? Oh wait, no, the
Maybe.
27th. The 27th is my airport day for getting my kid to her mom's house. So I'm gonna, yeah, there's gonna be no stream on the 27th.
So yeah, we're not streaming on the 27th.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I will break up into my own chat. Thanks, Joe.
It
That's
was
nice
fun,
hanging
Cleo.
out.
Alrighty,
I'll
catch
see
you
you
later.
later. Bye.
All right, that's the end of the hanging out with Cleo part of the stream, not the end of the stream itself. I hope y'all are having a good time so far. We've been working on building a water tower here, or designing a water tower that will be potentially my starter base. I'm going to look at a few designs of real life water towers. I want something visually iconic, but also something that you could actually like go get a photo in front of in real life. I think encouraging viewers to travel and visit cool places is an exciting opportunity. So yeah, that's just what I was thinking of. Let's see. I don't know. I haven't gotten anybody who sent me like a picture of like, hey, I'm at the Tower of Hercules lighthouse. Well, but just as a reminder, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. That's going to be our last call for tips for the stream. Okay. Let's see. I've got my note I wrote to the hermits about my season 10 house. Dun dun dun. Kindle says stream day is solo back-to-back stuff. Yeah, but we can have like the stream day kick off with everybody in one place and then, you know, go to the solo back-to-back stuff. Also, people like the stream days to have some palling around and doing stuff. Okay. I have to work on Wednesday, says NJ. Gotcha. Well, I will be in the airport, so you are welcome to work on whatever you want. Okay. Let's see. Welcome, Ane. Sorry to hear about your braces, NJ. Okay. So, I feel like this is probably a good place to stop here. Let me figure out who we want to raid. Following. Oh yeah, my kid has a half day from school today. I gotta go. Yeah. It looks like our pal Impulse SV is streaming on Hermitcraft. You know what? Maybe we can go yell at him with the raid. How about this? How about we go yell at Impulse? Let's see where he is in game. And we're gonna do one of those screaming Joe Hills raids where we fly in and yell how to yell Joe Hills raid here. Oh, he's in the bottom of his thing. Okay, yeah, let's go mess with Impulse. Waiting for Hermitcraft to launch. We're gonna log in and we're gonna yell at Impulse. Do we have, where's our game window here? I don't know why it's not capturing the window. Okay. Multiplayer. Uh-oh. Grian's yelling at Impulse. Now I need to go yell at Impulse. It can't take too long, though, because it is, like I said, school pickup soon. So Impulse is in his base, which is all the way over there. We're going to take the Nether real quick, because it's actually a little bit faster, and we are wrapping up the stream. Okay, I think they said it was like red 3. Not that one. Maybe it was red 4? It was this one. Also, I need to set my status to streaming and open. /raid. So we're going to start the timer for the raid so we can actually be ready to go when we... Ah, man, why is my game, like, really freaking out? Oh, it's because we have 2 cameras running and that. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, I forget which one was Impulses. I think this one's Impulses. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hill's right here.
What's up, Joe? How you doing?
Pretty good. Just wrapping up my stream. Figured I'd send a bunch of people your way. I hope
Appreciate
you
it.
have a fantastic time wrapping up your work down here.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Are you gonna fill the floor with lava or something? What are your thoughts?
The idea was black concrete.
Ooh.
That's the idea. Black concrete, maybe some glass over top, make it look a little voidish.
Do
That
you
was the plan.
do you need gravel or sand? Because I actually have a ton of black concrete making stuff left over.
That'd be great.
That I didn't use.
Sand would be. I did find shulkers of gravel, but I am short on sand.
Let me run and
And-
grab you my concrete making stuff real quick, and I will be right back.
Appreciate it. Thanks, dude. Cool. Well, welcome in, Raiders. Welcome.